up, you book nerds, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and it is time for us to take it back to the paperback. We're taking it back right now. I got a great book haul for you guys. Whole tons of books in my collection, waiting to make videos for you guys. But here, we're going to grab a few here and showcase them, show you what I've been doing, and some great stuff, really exciting. Some of my favorite movies in novel form, really awesome, so let's get into it. First up is an awesome sci-fi film that came out in, I believe it was the early 2000s, late 90s. Early 2000s, I think. But it is completely amazing. The director, Alex Proyas, put this one out. When I first saw the trailer for it, I was kind of blown away. The music got me, and I was so excited to check it out. Saw it and loved it. But now I got the book, and it is Dark City. Awesome stuff. It's very, very creative, very original, brooding, atmospheric. It's got it all. If you haven't seen the movie yet, definitely check it out. It is a masterpiece with a great stellar cast. Awesome stuff. But the novel here, a novel by Frank Oria? I don't know. Based on the story by Alex Proyas, and by the screenplay of Alex Proyas and Dem Dobbs and David S. Goyer. Mouthful there, but awesome stuff. And yeah, I don't know how rare the book is. I don't even remember this being out there in novel form, but found it, came across it, and was super excited and glad to add it to the collection, just because it is one of my favorite sci-fi films. Just awesome stuff. And I'm interested to see, because I know there's a director's cut and there's different cuts of the film, and it's kind of interesting to see what they go with this, if the screenplay kind of stays close to what we saw on screen or not. But yeah, awesome edition. But moving it on to another sci-fi film that definitely came out in the late 90s, that was a precursor to The Matrix, just not done as well and not as iconic, with the same star. But can you guess what it is? It is Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves right there. And this movie is awesome. I love this movie a lot. I loved it when I first saw it. I know it was on pay-per-view all the time. My family had an illegal black box, so I was able to watch a lot of stuff for free. And I would watch Johnny Mnemonic in a whole bunch of times, just because it was so interesting, and the cast of characters is long, and just some iconic scenes. I mean, you got Dolph Lundgren walking around as Jesus Christ, crucifying people like a psychotic, and then you have Beat Takashi running around in the movie. Also, well, I mean, you have Keanu Reeves in it, but then I always forget her name, but she played Diz on Starship Troopers. She's one of the main characters in it. She is a crush of mine. She is awesome, and she kicks ass in this flick. You got Uter, or what? You got, I can never say his name. Jesus. Uter. So I can see it on here. Oh my god, I feel so stupid now. You know who I'm talking about. It's just got a whole awesome cast. And yeah, I'm excited to check this out, to see Uter Kier, something like that. I always mess it up. But yeah, I'm excited to see what is going to be different in this novelization. But yeah, it's a novel by Terry Bisson, and I don't know if based on the short story and screenplay by William Gibson. So it's based off the short story and the combo of the screenplay. So that's kind of interesting. I've never really come across that kind of aspect of a novelization, where they pull from both a short story that it was inspired from and also the screenplay for the film. So that's actually pretty damn interesting, and that makes me even more intrigued to kind of see what they come up with this. Yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, I was very happy to add this one to the collection. So let's keep moving along. to a movie that I watched a long time ago, but I do not remember too much about it. It's a werewolf movie from the 80s, I believe. And if not, maybe the early 90s, but I believe it's the 80s. But it is Wolfen. And yeah, this one's a little beat up kind of edition, but hey, it's an edition nonetheless, and one that I'm proud to put in the collection because it is well, from what I remember, it was a pretty good movie. It's one that I definitely have to revisit because I've seen so many movies over my lifetime that things blur together and I get confused on what is what, unless it's like something that's totally classic. There's just so much in my brain that I can handle. But Wolfen, remember it being very decent, and interested to kind of see what the novelization is. So I don't know if when I do read this, if I'm going to watch the movie first to kind of reacquaint myself to it, or maybe just read the book and then watch the movie like I normally do. But I normally know the movies that I'm reading by heart, so maybe I'll watch the flick first this time. But Wolfen, hell yeah, it is by Whitley Strieber. And I don't know if this is based. This might be the original movie that they made the film for, or the original story that they made the movie for. Not really sure about the Wolfen history, but yeah, Wolfen, awesome. And next up is a collection of short stories I actually just picked up a few hours ago at the bookstore, used bookstore we have in here in town. But it is Edgar Allan Poe, 8 Tales of Terror. And the reason I'm kind of including this into the movie kind of novelization tie-in stuff is just because there are a few short stories in here that have actually been put to screen. So we have Mask of the Red Death. You also have Ligeia, which is one of my favorite Vincent Price kind of Edgar Allan Poe style flicks, and The Fall of the House of Usher. So with those ones alone, but all the other ones are The Cask of Amontillado, Hop Frog, Miss Found in a Bottle, William Wilson, and The Imp of the Perverse. So I've never heard of any of those other short stories, but the 3 that I have heard of, very classic, and they have some really awesome flicks that kind of accompany them. So yeah, why not check them out in this form and see what they're all about? So yeah, really cool collection of Edgar Allan Poe. I just kind of like stumbled across them when I was looking through the aisles, and I'm like, you know what, might be a good pickup and might be some interesting stuff in there. But yeah, cool. Up next is one of my I have like a few, I mean, I know I have a lot of favorites in every genre, but there's a sci-fi miniseries that I am absolutely in love with for some reason. It deals with Mars and the colonization of Mars and the problems that come about when trying to do that. And I love it to death. It stars Rock Hudson, and it's a whole weird quality to it that I absolutely love. But if you haven't guessed what it is, it's Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. And the series that this was kind of called from and got inspiration from and made because of it, it's really intriguing and just an interesting watch. It's almost like watching a Twilight Zone episode along with just like space exploration, because one of the things that really sound or feel like a Twilight Zone episode is when they come to Mars and then they land and it's like an actual like a farmhouse, like a normal Earth farming community. And they go in there, but they're actually being tricked kind of by the creatures that live on the planet at the time, the Martians. And then there's other ones where they have communities on Mars, but then they're attacked by Martians. It's just, there's a lot of interesting qualities to the TV mini series that nobody really talks about. And I think it is a TV mini series, like a movie series. But yeah, it's really awesome. I have it up here. And it's one that I need to revisit because I watched it maybe 10 years ago, or 10 years ago now. So it's been a while, but it's really stuck with me over the years. And I wanted to get the novelization of this. And Ray Bradbury is a classic science fiction author. He's done a lot for the genre. So I really wanted to pick this up and kind of see what it's like and to see if there's a lot of similarities to the movie series that I liked a lot. So awesome, awesome edition with some cool artwork there. But let's move it on to, how do you even describe this movie? It's a time machine thriller with romance and comedy thrown in, with an awesome cast. It is Time After Time. And this one is a lot of fun. Like I said, great cast. The premise is crazy. And for what I'm reading the back here, but from memory, I remember it was somebody is pursuing Jack the Ripper. And I can't remember if it's an actual other known H.G. Wells. I think it's H.G. Wells is tracking Jack the Ripper, but Jack the Ripper gets into a time machine and goes to the 1980s. And so he pursues him there. And that's when he's like, it's like a cat and mouse game. He's trying to hunt him down, but then he falls in love with a woman in the modern day or whatever. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting premise and concept, and the acting is superb throughout it. You have Malcolm McDowell and David Warner as the two main antagonists and protagonists, and then Mary Steenburgen. I can never say her name ever. She is the romantic interest and is kind of caught in the middle between these two. Yeah, it's just a really cool film, and one that I definitely have to watch again because it's been a long, long time. But yeah, this is a really cool edition. You can see kind of like their photos in there. And yeah, I was just kind of surprised that this was in a novel form, so it was a great surprise nonetheless. But let's move it on to another one. This one I picked up recently, and I don't know where I was. I was online somewhere, and somebody was saying that, I think I was looking up novelizations that kind of bring more to the table and add stuff to the film. And this one was like one of the recommendations. And when I figured it out, what they were saying, it's like, well, let me just tell you what the movie is. Disturbing behavior. But Disturbing Behavior was a lot different and went through the cutting room floor and took out a lot of different scenes. You can kind of see them in DVD features as deleted scenes and stuff like that. But this novelization kind of puts that all together. So it's the movie that the director intended, and it's the kind of full fleshed out story. So that's what made me jump on this one, because I want to check it out for myself and see what it's all about. And yeah, I'm really excited to check this one out, because Disturbing Behavior is it's a film that's very under the radar. Not a lot of people, I guess they talk about it, but not a lot of people do. So there are fans of the movie, but it's not a huge hit like, Scream was during that time and things like that. I think Disturbing Behavior is phenomenal in its kind of paranoia and just unsettling kind of idea of losing oneself because of parent-teacher program. It's stupid when you say it out loud, but in the movie, it's really, really cool. And the performances are awesome too, with Katie Holmes and what's his face? I always forget his name. Oh, that guy, Cyclops from X-Men. Also, whatever his face is too. But yeah, Disturbing Behavior, cool. And I'm looking forward to checking out the story to see what it's all about, what they changed and what they didn't change and stuff like that. But yep, cool pickup. But I think I'm going to end it there. I think that's a good chunk of stuff that we got out of the way, and I can start put these up on the shelves that I made. So yeah, down in the living room. Good stuff. My library is just kind of scattered throughout the house. I got different shelves and stuff put up. But yeah. Awesome stuff, and a good book learning all together. But guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have time, because I love hearing from you guys. But until then, I will see you all at the next Lucid Nightmare. See ya!